I'm lucky enough to have some really successful property investor friends. And yesterday, 6 of us jumped onto a Zoom call to discuss the following 4 questions. What has changed in the property and business worlds as a direct result of the coronavirus? Where are the real property opportunities moving forwards? What are the general business opportunities moving forwards, i.e. not property related? And lastly, we each had to answer the following question. 12 months from today, what one action might you regret not taking? Now, I can't share the last 2 with you because, to be honest, they're private, but let me share our views on the first 2 because honestly, there's some real surprises in there. Hi, my name is Tony Law from Your First 4 Houses, and my channel is all about helping you replace a job-based income with just a handful of investment properties. If this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to the channel and click that bell notification icon so that you don't miss out on any of the free content that I give you each and every week. So what has changed in the property and business worlds as a direct result of the coronavirus? Well, firstly, UK borrowing has hit record levels as a result of huge surge in public spending. The FTSE is down 20% from its high in January, although it is up from its 5,000 point low in March. Perhaps unsurprisingly, gold has been on a serious rise since January, although interestingly, silver hasn't been. And frankly, they'll pay you to take oil away. Obviously, people are still staying at home, but crucially, many companies are now adapting their systems to suit this way of working. Following a record high for employment up to March, the unemployment rate is now set to rocket. Holidays and travel generally will undoubtedly be hindered for some time to come, and of course, holiday lets and service accommodation businesses have been seriously hit as a result. We thought many of the high street shops will remain closed after lockdown has been lifted, but I think most people recognise that as some businesses decide that they're going to close their doors for good. There's obviously lots of fear and uncertainty generally around most aspects of business. However, we also felt there's lots of opportunity for newer, leaner businesses in certain areas. Pollution has decreased markedly around the world, hasn't it? Which has delighted environmentalists and perhaps shows how our world could be. And there's renewed interest in health and healthy living generally for obvious reasons, which obviously is nothing but a good thing. By the way, if you're finding this video helpful, I would love it if you could take a moment just to click that like button down there. It really helps me if that's okay. So where are the property opportunities moving forwards as we start to move beyond this pandemic? Now, just before I dive in, I have to say these are just my personal opinions, and I absolutely accept I may be wrong here. You need to do your own due diligence before making any kind of purchasing decision. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was holiday homes. I honestly think there's a real opportunity here to pick yourself up a fantastic bargain as travel restrictions are in place, because they're not going to be in place forever. So could you maybe do some direct marketing to holiday owners and pick yourself up a fantastic deal? As more people choose to work from home, and I do think that's going to be the case moving forwards, I'd be looking at studios maybe with working areas kind of integrated in them, or maybe 1-bedroom flats again with working areas integrated in them. And this is a particular area that I'm really interested in. As the high street continues to sadly die, I think you should be looking to redevelop shops, using permitted development wherever you possibly can. Honestly, there are some real opportunities out there right now, and I think that's going to be absolutely the case as the lockdown starts to be relaxed. There's loads of hotel and guest houses out there right now that are ripe for conversion. You need to start putting marketing in place and connecting with some of these owners. I continue to see HMOs as being the big cash machines. These are the engines that are going to replace your job-based income. Now, I know there's oversaturation in some areas, I do accept that, but the right house in the right area, I feel, will always rent out. Also, as people start to lose their jobs, and I don't like to say that, but we all know it's probably going to be happening or is going to be happening. Or maybe as relationships start to break down, sadly these people tend to look for HMOs probably primarily as a way of kind of replacing where they're living. I don't like saying this, but I think it is a fact.
Some larger houses have real potential to be split into two houses. As more people start to work from home, some outside space I think is going to be an absolute premium. So maybe look for those bigger houses where you could split them vertically and convert them into two houses with two separated gardens. And lastly, but by no means least, there's some real opportunities to buy below market value deals as we move into the summer and into the autumn, if you can negotiate win-win deals with the seller. Because in my opinion, the deal needs to work firstly for the seller. Otherwise, let's be honest, you're either taking advantage or the deal's going to fall out of bed. But also, of course, it needs to work really, really well for you as a deal.